coming to the image enhancement in frequency domain. It comes under module 2. On previous, we have studied about the image enhancement in the spatial domain, and we also solved the problem. So today we are going to have a frequency domain, and what are all the steps we are following to solve the frequency domain challenges. Okay, thank you. So in the coming slide, we can see the topic called basic steps for filtering in the frequency domain. Okay, so in the frequency domain, as we saw that the input for your system will be a 2D image here. It will be 2D image. So that's why it is called as f of x comma y. So that is given for the pre-processing. So in the stage of pre-processing, some a small mathematical models is applied for the setting of the image for the further process like rotation and scaling, whatever it is there. Okay, so that it will be given for the Fourier transformation. So ft is found at a particular stage, we will get a output in the form of f of u comma v. So whatever the input you are given, f of x comma y, it will be getting a after Fourier transformation with a function of f of u comma v. So this input as an image is given for a filter function. As we know that what is the option of or operation of filters, some of the noise has to be removed, and some unwanted signal has to be removed, or in image processing if you take it, salt and pepper noise has to be removed. So such way in the frequency domain we want to remove some of the noise, or we want to apply some of the filtering techniques. So we go for the block called filter function. H of will get a function as h of u comma v. So input will be f of u comma v, and filter function is represented as a h of u comma v. So after performing a filter operation, we will get a output in this form, h of u comma v into f of u comma v. So I have to retrieve back our image into normal position. We will apply a inverse Fourier transformation. Okay, so whatever the input you are applied, okay, so and Fourier transformation, then we are going to find a inverse Fourier transformation function to get a output image in a original form. So then we are going to apply some post processing algorithms here to get a proper result, and enhancement result will be outputted for the particular application. So these are the basic steps we follow in the frequency domain. I hope you have understood this one. So we will move on to the next slide. So basic steps, basically that we have, what I have represented in the stepwise in the block diagram, it is put up in a formal of steps. Okay, the first thing what you are going to do it is multiply the input image by minus 1 to the power of x plus y to the center transform function to u is equal to m by 2 and v is equal to n by 2. Okay, m by 2 and m cross n, whatever the data we have image, it is divided into 2 in a both way. So and it is represented as a u and a v here. Suppose if m and n are even numbers, then shift the coordinates will be integers, that we have to keep in mind. Then in the second part, what you are going to do means compute f of u comma v by applying a the DFT for an image. Okay, discrete Fourier transformation is applied for your for the first step. Then what you are going to do, multiply f of u comma y by a filter function h of u comma v. Okay, so you are multiplying your DFT transformation function with a filter function h of u comma v. Compute the inverse DFT for the result whichever you got it from a step 3. Okay, compute the inverse discrete Fourier transformation of the result in a whatever the result we got it from your third step. Then obtain the real part of the result in a fourth. Okay, we will get a real part of the data from your after following a 5 steps. Then in the 6 steps, what you are doing, multiply the result of 5th step by minus 1 to the power of x plus y to cancel the multiplication of an input image. So, on whatever that you have added, that will be minus, or you are going to cancel it by at the last stage. So, this is the basic steps which we are following in the filtering of a frequency domain. Okay. I hope you have understood, and here also we have classification of filters such as like ideal low pass filter, okay, Butterworth low pass filter, Gaussian low pass filter. Okay. So, such way we have a low pass filters here. So, in the coming slide we will see one of the special type of filter is called as a notch filter. Okay. Here it is a notch filter. Let us see what is notch filter will do. This filter is to force the f of 0 comma 0, okay, the coordinate values at a f of 0 comma 0, which is the average value of the images. Okay. Whatever the total filter we have, which are total image we have values, it has to be average value of an image. So, that is nothing but DC component of the spectrum. This is called as a DC component of a spectrum. The output has a prominent edges. So, what you are going to find in the notch filter is that we are going to find a proper edges. So, sometimes a notch filter also used in basically edge detection, in the edge detection, okay, of an image. In reality, the average of the displayed image can't be 0. That is very important. Can't be 0, as it need to or it leads to the negative gray levels. So, the output image need to scale to the gray levels. Okay, always we have to keep in mind the output image needs to be scaled to the gray level, and as we know that the gray value ranges from 00 to 255. Okay, it ranges from 00 to 255. So, equation form or expression form, whenever we compute this one, it is represented in the filter wise h of u comma v equals 0 if u of v is equals to m by 2 divided by n by 2. Okay. If u comma v equals m by 2 n by 2, the value will be 0. Okay, 1 otherwise. So, here in the example you can see we have a lot of noise here. When you applied this image to the notch filter, we are going to get the output in this form, and here we can see the edges properly. Okay, the edges will be pop up properly or exposed properly. Okay. So, this is like a notch filter. So, and we have two types of filters as I told, ideal that is represented by ideal low pass filter and ideal high pass filter. We have ideal low pass filter and ideal high pass filter. Okay. When you come for ideal low pass filter, it is the simplest filter used in a Fourier transformation. Okay. Transformation function. Keep in mind, it is the simplest filter used in Fourier transformation function. It cuts all the high frequency components. Keep in mind, it cuts all high frequency component of the Fourier transform that are at a distance of great specified from the origin. Okay. Always we have to keep in mind, okay, it cut off the higher frequency that used in a distance greater than specified from the origin. Okay. So, here we can see the expression, or we can see, we can give in the form of filters h of u comma v equals okay 1. I will get 1 if if d of u comma v is lesser than equal to d naught, okay, or d naught is greater than d comma u v, okay, and 0 will get it if d comma d of u comma v is greater than d naught. So, here in the graph we can see the ideal graph. It is plot versus d of u comma v versus with the h of u comma v. Okay. So, this is the 1, either it will get as 0 or 1. We know that data in a binary data 0 to 1. Okay. So, from here to here at a d naught, it will be allowed the frequency. So, here onwards it will not allow the higher frequency range. So, here the cutoff frequency is d naught. Here cutoff frequency is d naught. So, here this is a plot of or perspective of a ideal low pass filter, and this is a filter display as an image, and this is a filter radial cross section. Okay. Normally it is called as a output of your ideal low pass filter. So, as I told, it is the simplest filter used in a Fourier transformation function, and it cuts off all the higher frequency component of the Fourier transform that are at a distance greater than a specified origin. Okay. So, this is your origin. So, this is about your ideal low pass filter. Okay. Okay, and this is also a power circles which you can see with the different frequencies. This is one of the example, and this is also you can see how the results of your ideal low pass filter by sending a certain patterns with a different radial values. This is also one of the example of radius of phi which we are considering. Okay, the coming to next one is Butterworth low pass filter. Butterworth low pass filter basically is a parameter called filter orders. Basically, Butterworth low pass filter has a parameters called filter order for a high values of a filter orders. Okay. So, here Butterworth low pass filter has a parameters, certain parameters we have to consider for the filter orders. Okay. So, different filter orders will be given here based on our requirement. On that basis, you are going to get a result of your low pass filter in a Butterworth form. Okay. So, in the graph we can see they have defined n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4. Okay. So, basically what happens based on the order, in normal ideal low pass filter they will not be having any orders for the computation, but in the Butterworth low pass filter it will be having a orders n values, n different values will be there, n is equal to 1 to 4. Okay. In the graph we can see this one. Okay. This is the output of your Butterworth low pass filter. This is a perspective plot, okay, in a 2D image form. Okay. And here you can see the results of Butterworth low pass filter. So, different spikes for different spectrum. So, for this particular form spike or spectrum, this is the output of your result, and for this particular image spectrum, this is the plot we will get it. For this particular image, this is the plot we will get it. But basically, if you take it, it looks like this is Gaussian filtering method. Okay. So, this is the output for this particular image with a different cutoff frequencies. Coming to next one, next filter is Gaussian low pass filter. Gaussian low pass filter, if you take it, we have a different cutoff here. You can see D naught 10, D20, D naught 40, D naught 100. Such way we have a different cutoff frequency based on our requirement, and the transformation function for this Gaussian low pass filter is given as h of u comma v equals exponential minus d square of u comma v divided by 2 d naught square. Okay. So, this is the Gaussian low pass filter function or expression which we can see here. Okay. So, this is the perspective plot which we are getting in the Gaussian filtering. Okay. So, this is the display of an image, and this is the radial cross sectional or different radiation cross sectional values which you pass it will get a result accordingly. Okay. So, based on this we have a results of your Gaussian low pass filter. So, these are all the input and output forms of a with a different radial values like 5, 15, 30, 80 up to through 230 or 250 we can give the values. Okay. So, here is one of the example. This is the one of the paragraph which collected, and if you see the letterings of this one, there is a lot of cutting values. Okay. So, here in the year YEAR, EA is collected information. So, if you see this is having a low problems of cutting the values or alphabets. So, when you pass it to the Gaussian low pass filter, in short form, Gaussian low pass filter will get a result in a smooth mob. At least we can view properly. So, here you can see the difference. This is the input image which is applied for Gaussian low pass filter, and this is the outcome of your Gaussian low pass filter. So, at least we can have a smoothing of a data. We can see the smoothing of a data. Same thing here, you can see the smooth of a and a value. Okay. So, this is the result of your Gaussian low pass filter. And here also one of the example, this is the original image of 1028 cross 3222 pixel value, considering a d naught is equal to 100 here. Okay. So, this is the outcome. So, here we are concentrating a region of interest is eye of a lady, where we have a different patterns here which is uneven to see. So, when you pass it to the your Gaussian low pass filter with different values, for 100 we have got a output in this way. Okay. For 80 we have a smoothened output. So, you can see the scratches of the eye here. What happened? It is fully removed in your end result. That is this is a this is B, and this is your C. So, in the C we can see the smoothing of a data. Same way, this is also one of the example for Gaussian low pass filter with the D is equal to 30 and with D is equal to 10. Okay. So, till now we have dealt with the smoothing of a low pass ideal filter, Butterworth filter and a Gaussian filter. Okay. So, we are move on to the sharpening frequency domain filters here. Sharpening domain frequency filter once again is classified into 3 types: ideal low pass filter, Butterworth high pass filter, Gaussian high pass filter here. Okay. So, same way whatever the we have explained over there, same operation here also, but in a reverse order, like it passes the high frequency filter. Okay, high frequency domain. So, here you can see for your ideal low pass filter, h of u comma v equals 0 if d of u comma v is lesser than or equal to d naught, means d naught is greater than or equal to d of u comma v. Okay. Same way we will get a value of 1 here if d of u comma v is greater than your d naught. So, this is the result of your These three are the results or images of your high pass filter. Same way for Butterworth high pass filter, high frequency it will allow. So h of u comma v equals 1 or 1 plus d naught divided by d of u comma v to the power of 2 power n. Okay, 2 cross n. Okay, so this is the expression which we are following for the solvation of a high pass filter, and this is the results which we are getting from your Butterworth high pass filter. This is the graph of your Butterworth high pass filter. We can see that from this region, from this particular region, it is going to allow a high frequency. The same way, when you go for Gaussian high pass filter, and the expression is given as h of u comma v equals 1 minus e to the power of exponential minus d square u comma v divided by 2d d naught square. Okay. So this is the outcome of your Gaussian high pass filter. Okay. And these are all the results of Gaussian high pass filter. You can see the spikes here. And these are all the results of ideal high pass filter. So you can see sharp edges will get it. So that's why I told these filtering techniques basically used for the edge detection of an object. This is a Butterworth high pass filter output, Butterworth high pass filter frequency output, and this is Gaussian high pass filter output. So you can see all the differences. Whichever we need for the particular application, we can use. Okay, then coming to the next one is the Laplacian in a frequency domain. So basically, Laplacian frequency domain oriented filters also used in a finding of a filters output. So basically these type of Laplacians are used for the plotting of 3D images. Here you can see a 3D plot of a frequency domain of a Laplacian, and here we can see the image representation, how it look like. Okay, and this is a spatial domain DFT output which we got it. Okay, and these are all the filters outputs we are getting in a spike form. Okay, so here in the example you can understand that this is the input image which we have lunar or moon input we have given, and this is the Laplacian filter image which we are getting. Okay, Laplacian image scaled output we are getting here, and image enhanced output. So here also you can observe the edges is properly pop-up. Okay, edges are properly pop-up according to our requirement. This is the NASA image, original image captured which we have sent to the Laplacian filter images. Okay, the last part of the topic here is homomorphic filtering method. Homomorphic filtering are widely used in image processing for compensating the effect of illumination, compensating the effect of illumination. Sometimes what happens, illumination part dominant will be there in the image, illumination problem will be there. To remove the illumination problem, we are using a technique called homomorphic filtering method. So in the homomorphic filtering method, this is the process of steps which we are following. So input image will be f of x comma y. Okay, f of x comma y. So here what you are going to find, this is a discrete Fourier transformation function which we are applying here. Okay, then we are applying a normal filtering method which we have discussed in the previous slide. Okay, any of the filtering method we are going to follow, and whatever the filter output which are getting from your filtering h of u comma v is applied for the inverse function of DFT and then we go for exponential form of your filter. Okay. So, this is how which we are applying for the or steps which we are following in the homomorphic filtering, and basically here also image enhancement techniques are used. Image enhancement techniques are used. Okay. And this is the original image which we have passed for a homomorphic filtering, but you can see this is a very blurred and salt and pepper noise is more. When you applied, at least we can have a contrast output with a proper result. Okay. So, this is the input image which we are applying, and this is the output image which we are getting. Okay. So, at least we can see the output properly. Okay. Thank you very much, and this is the end of your module 2.